His dad is sick, and he's going home to Queens to see him. The cabbie tore through a dead red light, and he took off the expressway away from the airport, and we're heading for Richmond Hill, Queens. He's laughing and he's fast talking into this ear-clip phone, and the sky outside is like this cool blue David Hockney pool. But inside, the vinyl seat's burning through my pants, so I lower the window. I'm guessing the language was Arabic, because the ID card in the back of his seat gave his first name as Abdullah, and he let loose this howling and happy laugh. He sees me in the mirror, he throws me a smiling nod. He points at his phone, he looks at me like, this guy is really killing me. So we join the traffic flow. The whirl of outside, the car horns and sirens, the screech and relentless machine din of city washed over that car like a wave. Everything sounded the same as the car dropped and bounced and jolted over potholes and swellings all along the Grand Central Parkway. There was this roaring whoosh as a plane zeppelined right overhead. I was ecstatic to be free of the airplane. That stale, dry air and the small, soiled hallways of LaGuardia, those sad plastic baggage carousels. We just rolled there on solid ground beside the bay. I never liked flying, but I liked the world seen from way over there. What I did not like was the turbulence, the need for air sickness bags. I don't like the horror of hollow space between me, what was below, and then some 500 people died in plane crashes every single year. I know because I checked before leaving. There was a sewer stink of sulfur wafting in through the window from the bay, and Abdullah shouts out, "What a smell!" when he's back to his conversation. I was amazed by this fluid traversal between two languages. He lowered his window, and he slammed his hand against the car door, yelling, "Move fast, you fucker!" It was a Friday. It was nearly dusk, and I had only been here in New York for a few minutes, but I found the city immediately overwhelming. Sunlight flashed between buildings as if some westward and strobe-bursting ambulance was keeping an exact parallel pace. There must have been a day, one specific day, long ago, when I first looked up at the sun and I said out loud, "What is that?" Abdullah laughed. He said, "The traffic is starting, what do I do?" I shrugged my shoulders. He asked me, "Where are you coming from?" I said, "California, I moved there. But I'm from here, I'm from Queens." And I was back, of course, to see my father. Flushing Meadows Park was under the overpass. I saw the grassy lakes, the rusting sci-fi rooms of the 1964 World's Fair. Now that version of the future had dated pretty badly, except for maybe the Unisphere, which I happen to like very much. It was a hollow steel globe, tall as a 10-story building, and Abdullah and I were emigrants flying through the Milky Way. Our cab was a slow, yellow rocket, and the Earth was out there lonesome, spinning still in the distance. I played wiffle ball here as a kid. Church picnics. It was so long ago I hardly remember them. But still they come alive, like these flashes of light in my mind. It's Mom and Dad and me on a yellow picnic sheet, cooking food on a metal grill sticking out of the ground. It smells like chalk and smoke and soil. God, Dad and I used to fight so much. Not anymore. That had ended years before. I guess the last actual argument we had was a real hot one. It was after I moved to California. We had a shouting match on the phone because I think Dad believed I would never fully go through with it. I would pack my things a week or so after I got there, and I'd run back home as fast as I could. I think he would have been happy if I just stayed at home forever. Just us three. Me, him, and Mom, one small team. But Mom never wanted that kind of life for me. She was thrilled when I left. Deep down, I think. I hope. But then again, it's not like my father and I ever became best friends either. There was this cooling off period after the move, after that phone call. And I would call, I would check on Mom, and if he answered, he'd pass the phone. But by the time I met Sarah, he and I had leveled off, and things were pretty good. We were cordial. He asked questions about where I lived. He asked about the beach. Sarah pulled us closer together because he loved her. So did Mom. Either way, I had not been back to see him since Mom died. And there was no way I was letting the man get sick, if he was sick. I sat there in the cab entertaining these fantastical thoughts of me swooping in just in time I would save my father. This is a shitty park, Abdullah said. Used to be beautiful. You should see it Sunday mornings with all the garbage. Should I stay in traffic or go to Queens Boulevard? I said, this park actually used to be kind of a scary place. He said, it's safe now. It's filthy, but it's safe. There was a game of soccer underway. Sub-bass music shook the back ends of SUVs in one of the parking lots. I said, you know what, if you could just take me to Forest Park. Apparently I was not in such a hurry. After all, Abdullah nodded. I saw his rusty, rotting teeth in the mirror. He said, they're trying to make this place beautiful again. The Spanish families, they come every weekend. The music is so loud, the trees dance. The cab then dipped low and took to an off-ramp. You know, when Mom first got sick, her dying was sort of unthinkable. Because I was so young, I don't know. Remission came, the cancer went. And the years passed by, but then she got sick again. And I definitely knew this time where it was headed. Well, not where. Not exactly. Nobody knows where. But I knew what would likely happen. And still, I have to say, I had trouble grasping the endgame scenario. Even standing right there beside her bed in the hospital. She was this ghost, surrounded by mint green walls and silver bedpans, all that humming precision equipment. I was optimistic. And yet here, in the cab, pretty sure my dad was doing relatively fine. I couldn't be sure. I couldn't shake this uneasy feeling. I said to Abdullah, here's what I want to do. I want to drive through Forest Park for a little while, and then we go home to Richmond Hill. He said, everything, my friend, is on the way to everything.